distinguished guests, esteemed members of the HPCL family, and viewers across the nation. Welcome to an empowering series spotlighting the exceptional women leaders within our esteemed company exclusively on HP Unplugged. I am Ankita Borkar, Manager Human Resources, and I am more than honored to introduce this episode series with our esteemed guest, Ms. Sapana Srikanth, General Manager heading the Capability Building Vertical at our esteemed headquarters. As we explore the extraordinary journey of Ms. Sapana Srikanth, an individual whose career spans across diverse domains including industrial and consumer marketing, sales, natural gas marketing and sourcing, and human resources. Her trajectory serves as a testament to versatility and expertise across multifaceted fields, showcasing not only her adaptability but also her ability to excel in dynamic environments. Sapana ma'am's journey encapsulates a wealth of knowledge and wisdom waiting to be unraveled. So without further ado, let us unravel the layers of Ms. Sapana Srikanth's extraordinary career and discover the secrets behind her success and the driving forces that have fueled her remarkable journey. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. We are so delighted and super excited to have you on this exclusive interview today.
Thank you, Ankita. I'm glad I'm here. Thank you so much.
So, ma'am, we will start understanding right from the beginning, where you started off as an officer trainee, and from there to leading the capability building function. You've held diverse portfolios and also in the core business functions. So, I would like to know from you, how have these diverse experiences shaped your outlook on the HR management as well as on the leadership aspect?
Wow. So let me start with my journey. I started with, as a shift captain, on my job training, at Bandra TNE. And that was my first stint. So that was my first feeling of this organization, standing on that island, managing the, workers there, looking at the product, standing on the truck and taking the dip, maintaining your lubricants and things like that. And then I moved on to, into technical, lubricants technical, working with R&D, OEMs. And then I went on to become sales officer for general sales, selling lubricants to customers at Bombay region. That was a very, very, I would say thrilling experience for me. And then I progressed as a manager technical in the same RO. Then there was a geography change. I went into a very different culture in the eastern side, in the Kolkata region, and then all of a sudden from a very small geography, dense, it became a very, very vast one, which was having so many northeastern states, including Sikkim, neighboring countries, and selling so many products to so many customers spread across this vast area. I traveled across all those, remote places, Tripura, Agratala, Mizoram, Nagaland, and it was a very, very huge experience for me. And then the company, placed their, full trust in me by, giving me the regional manager position of that same RO, Kolkata RO direct sales. And it was even more challenging, but I think I was able to put in my efforts there. And I was further given a larger responsibility then to handle the largest regional office at that point of time in direct sales, which was Mumbai region, first as a combined RO and then I headed INC. So, this is a very, very competitive place for, our liquid fuels as well as lubricants. Again, it was very challenging but very, very satisfying. Moving on to all India positions like consumer lubes, where I was heading a part of it, was again, gave me a all India perspective of a business line, and it had its own challenges and many other factors. And then complete diverse situation of natural gas, which is a very, very different kind of a product line, and all the dynamics and the way you handle it, the way you sell it is very different. Wherein, I again was instrumental in developing a sustainable marketing model for natural gas, and finally moving on into HR as heading capability building. Something which is very, very different, but again extremely challenging. I would say maybe the people may think that it will be a kind of different thing, but the challenges here are immense and very, very satisfying. So now all these diverse experiences, I would say, is that I have done the practicals first, and I have come to the design table or the making the concepts or trying to implement them later. So it is always you have that understanding of that experience in the practical, and then you are thinking how this is going to improve that. Exactly. So that understanding is always there. Now see, Ankita, whether it is our strategic business units or refineries or our R&D or even our corporate functions, these are all operations. True. We are trying to complete certain tasks, whether we are selling to customers or whether we are refining products, or even if we are doing something in our corporate functions, finance and all that, it is all operations. I consider HR, human resource, as people operations. So the people who are enacting those operations, how those people behave, how they take their task, that operations is what human resource do, and they do it through the business leaders, the business leaders, your managers across the organization. So it's a very, very inclusive kind of approach. And definitely you have also asked about the leadership. I think in these changing times, the leadership is moving from a command and control to a consultative kind of approach. It is very much required because it is so uncertain, dynamic, that you need to have all the perspectives and all kind of abilities with you. So a leader is one who can mobilize the people around them, motivate them, and maybe make them reach to their fullest potential. That will be a leader who can take the failures up front, stand there and give the credit to the team.
Ma'am, your journey has been truly inspiring and I can say one of its kind. So while you were at it, could you recount a pivotal moment or a decision which propelled you to assume leadership roles, overcoming all those barriers and navigating yourself through those challenges?
Yeah, so very early on in my career, when I was at headquarters, Luke's SBU, handling the technical position, my peers were moving out to field. And I was waiting that when is my turn coming to move to field. I was single then. And then it came, time went on, I got married, and I had Prithvi, 9-month-old. At that time, there was some kind of move where, junior officers were moving on to field from headquarters to get, good experience. So my then boss called me and said, Sapana, we are now it's time to go out. We are looking for a office position for you. So wait, we will let you know. At that point of time, I don't know what came from within me that I asked him, sir, why not a sales area?
Oh.
So, see, Ankita, that was not the time for me. I said Prithvi was just 9-month-old. And here I was asking for a sales area, which is very, very important leadership position in our company. I think it is extremely important. It brings you all the challenges. And here I was crossing a barrier, a very, very set barrier to ask that question. And I got it in no time. I went to a sales area to sell products, which was a 24/7 job. I was not knowing driving at that point of time. I went and learned car driving. So what I want to say is that yes, this was that pivotal moment which really threw me towards leadership, challenges, overcoming challenges, crossing barriers, and that was my pivotal movement. So opportunity will never come when you have set all the things in a very nice manner, did everything very comfortable, and then they will pop up. They are going to pop up at the most unexpected times, and it is up to you to take it or leave it. So that was
very
it.
Interesting, ma'am. And you were already going through so many transitions in your personal life as well. Very nicely put. So then, ma'am, can you share a story of accomplishments or something in particular that you consider as your proud moment in your career journey? I'm sure there are many.
So I think my teams at Kolkata or at Bombay region or at consumer lubes or at natural gas or even at capability building, I think they can tell more in a more I think effective way about the accomplishments which we have done. But yes, as far as professional growth is concerned, I cannot put finger on one of them, but I will just narrate few of them, not a story but snippets. I think early on at lubricants, I think maybe way back in 1998, bringing out the concept of Racer 4, a 4-stroke two-wheeler oil, which was by then neither OEMs nor other lubricant suppliers were talking about, that to give that concept to the organization, of course in a team. And then in sales area, Bombay sales area, converting a lost, very huge bulk business from a very, very large OEM to barrel sales, which increased our profitability unimaginable things, like maybe 100, 200 times in those times, say 20 years back. Then going on in Kolkata and establishing bitumen and lubricants market in unknown territories. And though we are not leaders there, we have a very small share, but acting like a leader and leading your way. I mean, that was those areas. Coming back to Bombay, consolidating our market share and remaining the market leader in liquid fuels as well as lubricants. And then maybe the highest sales at consumer lubes or even the entire lube SBU. I'm sure all these records must have been broken by now, but at that point of time they were the records. And I think this current position, natural gas, I've already talked about that, building a sustainable market model, selling 200 TMT in the second year. And this particular position, I again want to impress that, it has been, because this is about people. Everything, what I talked previously was about products. But this is about people, and it has been, if some transformation has come, then it is a very, very big accomplishment for me.
It's wonderful, ma'am, how you described people operations under capability building, and that actually exemplifies your journey of having held positions at grassroots level and transforming the knowledge that you had then into something that could be used at a strategic level. Right. That's amazing, and that makes me curious now to ask you this next question. Wherein, as someone who has held notable promotions in the sales and engineering profiles, what advice would you have for those professionals who are aspiring to integrate their technical expertise with strategic profiles?
Technical knowledge is extremely important. Know your area, know your product, know your customer, know your market. There is no end to it. But after having got this technical expertise, so that you don't get swayed by that, you don't get that hardwired around it, I would recommend that you have a story view. Then go a little up. We say that higher bird view. Try to take that off the whole thing, then the strategy will automatically step in. When you will see things around you, then you will understand that apart from this technical part, which I know very well, if I look little far and get a story view, then you will understand many strategic points and you will work on them. So this is how you always combine. At least that has been my way, that become very, very good, have knowledge of your area, and then go, don't remain very close to it.
Right.
Maintain the distance, go little up and have a view, then you will understand finance, you will understand logistics, you will understand, which are the things which can actually tilt this whole expertise of technical upside down.
Help you connect the dots.
Yes, you have to connect the dots.
Yes.
So that is, I think, something, and I think a combination of these two is always very important, and then it gives you an edge.
Very nice, ma'am. Such empowering views, I must say.
Thank you.
We'd like to know what motivates you, because you've held a career which has been so demanding, and even presently it is, but you're navigating through it like a breeze. So what motivates you, ma'am, and what's your secret to sustaining that motivation given the times, the challenging times that we are in?
Okay, so this universe motivates me. My family motivates me. People around me, they motivate me. My bosses, they motivate me. I mean, there is no end to motivation. The only thing which I do is to keep my propeller on. It is always on, that blades. And the moment this thrust comes, it immediately starts rotating.
That's
so
wonderful.
From wherever it comes, my propeller is on and it's ready to move and produce that power. And I am just remembering one thing. During our college days, when we were preparing for our interviews, to get a job, and we used to make taglines for ourselves, that what I would say in the interview. Possibly I have said this in an HPCL interview also. My tagline was, anything or anyone who tries to discourage me ends up encouraging me.
Wow.
Then I found it very arrogant, and I added a little bit to it, saying, provided my stand is correct. Okay. Now, going back, I'm just adding to you that even discouragement motivates me. If I have gone back, reflected, and found that no, I'm correct. So motivation is from all sides, and I'm keeping my propeller on.
That's wonderful, ma'am. Just to follow up on that, any particular hobbies that you enjoy in your free time?
Many hobbies, and I keep developing new hobbies all the time. So right now, I have thought of, very early, very strategic one, that I'll be learning things like singing, dancing, swimming and all in my old age. Because then, I'm motivated to keep myself fit to do those things. So at this point of time, I'm learning to sing, and I'm possibly I'll make one more attempt at swimming, which I failed, earlier on. I do gardening. I'm very huge Agatha Christie fan. I have read all the detective novels. I watched those adaptations, and even Jane Austen, all the novels. So
you're an avid reader.
Yes, I'm an avid reader, or I would say watcher, because reading is a bit tedious. So I watch those adaptations. And gardening has been my passion. I want to keep my house green. I want to keep those plants, green around me. So yes, many of them, and even designing things. So and this keeps changing, Ankita. I'm always eager to take on something which just interests me, and then I just pick it on, and if it goes, then it goes. It's
Quite
like that.
inspiring, ma'am. I would say we've had an incredible and soulful discussion, actually.
Yeah. Same here. I'm so much, satisfied after speaking to you.
Ma'am, your perspectives on leadership, innovation, as well as thinking strategically and redefining success for you at every turn deeply resonated with me, and I'm sure they also did with our viewers. And so on behalf of my viewers and HPCL family, I would love to extend a warm thank you to you for taking your time out today. I know you were extremely busy, and we are so happy that you could make it. And thank you so much, ma'am. We loved all the insights that we had from you today.
Yeah, thank you, Ankita. I loved it as well.
Now, wasn't that simply amazing? A heartfelt conversation with Miss Sapana Srikanth, General Manager, Capability Building. Ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude this exciting episode of HP Unplugged, we extend our gratitude to Miss Sapana Srikanth. Her journey is a celebration of women's leadership, a testament to the power of engineering, and an inspiration for those aspiring to break barriers. To our cherished audience, we encourage you to take a moment to reflect on the insights gained from today's conversation. Your insights and reflections are invaluable, and we invite you to continue to share them with us. Until we meet again, keep creating, keep innovating, and keep embracing the extraordinary.